is gonna save 200,000, me doing it.
I'm gonna catch you a check. All right, meeting is now in session. So receive a report, hold a discussion, and take action on approving the minutes from the Parks and Rec Commission meeting held on February 10th, 2025. Has everybody had a chance to look at the minutes?
Yep, and I'll make a motion to approve them.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, minutes are accepted. Moving on to item B, receive a report, hold a discussion, and take action on installing a dog park at Forest Park.
Good afternoon, Chairman and Commission. With the ongoing downtown development, Heritage Park has kind of been repurposed more to a music venue than a park. With that being said, the loft dwellers that reside on Main that have pets have now kind of reached a position where they don't really have a dedicated space. Parks and Rec Department was approached by the Main Street Department to collaborate on the possibility of installing a dog park at Forest in order to provide this dedicated space. I don't think your mic's on. It's on now. Good? Yeah. Okay, let me start over? Okay. Okay, so we were approached in collaboration with the Main Street Department to install a dog park at Forest Park. What we ask of the commission is for you to take action on whether you agree and approve with us moving forward with that collaboration or whether you do not. We've put together a cost estimate. So if we do the work in-house, we are looking at approximately $31,000 to do a approximately 5,000 square foot dog park. And I'm open for any questions.
So is it gonna be like the other dog park, the other park, kinda?
It would be fully fenced and cross-fenced for different breed sizes, so it'd be very similar. I can't say that it'll have all of the exact amenities, but ideally, yes.
Any motions or other questions?
That's gonna be on the southeast corner of it.
Yeah, so so Munson will be on the right, Forest Park on the left. It'll be that square at the very bottom there. That's just a proposed location, so we can always move that. This was really just kind of the first thought process of where could it fit? So we're not necessarily saying it will be exactly this orientation or this location, but this was the suggested point. What we care right now is that y'all agree in moving forward with us progressing with the installation of a dog park.
I'll make a motion to let them progress.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion passes. Moving on to item C, receive a report, hold a discussion, and take action on the acceptance of a potentially donated art sculpture.
So the Parks and Recreation Department have developed a policy that helps regulate the acceptance and the denial of donated art and other types of donations, things like benches, etc. While the policy has been developed, it's not fully executed. So in the interim, we ask that you serve as the committee for review. So we have been presented with this piece of artwork that you see. Of course, the things that we like to ask are, what's the story of the artwork, and is there any significance behind the artwork? It lets us kind of focus where it would be best displayed, and there is no story to it. It's purely creative mindset. No true historical or or important significance thereof the artwork. So we ask for you to either approve or deny the acceptance of it. And then if you have locations that you think may be best appropriate, we are asking for that information as well, just as discussion points. We want to make sure that when we accept donations and we place them in parks, because we will have to maintain them, that it's not an overflow of donated art. And I think originally this one was suggested for forest, which we already have a few there. So we would like to explore if this is accepted other locations that you think may be appropriate.
I'm not opposed to it. What about potentially on the phase 3 of the Katy Trail?
Well, phase 3 is not designed just yet. Phase 2, if that's what you're referring, we can
Yes.
definitely look at areas on phase 2 to see if we can find a place. I'm not really quite sure when. I know the artwork is complete, so I don't know if they have a time frame of when they're wanting to install, but we can definitely hold that as a suggestion point. It is something that we're molding around as well.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to it at all, but, I mean, it seems like that phase 2 might be a good spot for it. On Main Street, I don't have any.
How many art
Good idea.
pieces we talking? I mean,
So this is a one-off scenario. So the policy that we've developed will have a committee. Ideally, we're using you in the interim as that committee. And it's just as things are received, we want to make sure that there are a collective body that gets to review whether we want to accept it or whether we do not. Sometimes art is, there, there's just not a good place for it, or there may be too much for it. And so ideally, we're just trying to protect the focus and the goal of those spaces that we put them in. So that it's still, you're still getting the aesthetic feel instead of being in a museum. You're outdoors, and you're experiencing that way. So this is just for this specific piece of art that we're asking for today. And if you would like to approve the acceptance of it, and then we can go back to the drawing board on locations, we can always bring that back to you at a later date with options along the Katy Trail, and we can further vet that if that's something you decide upon.
where is this set now? What building is this?
We haven't accepted it at all.
Oh, yeah,
So
okay.
this is just a picture that they've provided to us in the conversation of wanting to donate it.
And it's strictly sculpture, like it doesn't need electricity or anything like that.
It's a standalone sculpture.
I'm not opposed to it, so
So we get a motion?
Yes.
I'll second.
All right, Jimmy makes a motion, Ryan seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion passes. Now on to item D, receiver report and hold a discussion regarding an update on Katy Trail Phase 2.
I'm gonna wait for my picture really quick. Oh. We're gonna get through this today. Okay. So Katy Trail, we did a site walkthrough on March the 27th with the designer and TxDOT, along with Parks and Rec staff. Since then, there have been a handful of discussions that we thought were pertinent for you to know. We did have discussions on a portion of the trail that has a bridge design, a pedestrian bridge. We were presented with a bridge adoption plan, and this is the bridge itself. Instead of designing and constructing a brand new bridge, this bridge is located in Grayson County currently. It's a 1920s camelback pony truss bridge that is considered to be historically significant because of its usage previously on the railroad. So the Texas State Historic Preservation's Office has deemed that such in 2014. And TxDOT is looking to find a home for it. because it has kind of outlived its course for vehicular traffic, it can now serve as pedestrian traffic only, but because of its significance, they have to find a home for it. So we were approached with the potential for adopting this bridge in lieu of building a new one. It does hold, of course, railroad significance, especially with its historical designation. So this is an option that we are looking at. With this potential conversation and other conversations along the Katy Trail Phase 2, it has pushed our process of letting into early 2026 in order to allow us this option. It also, we were kind of running a little behind with design and things of that nature, so it's kind of just given us a little bit more time to have some, the engineer design a good set of plans. Along with the walkthrough that we did in March, there have been a few conflicts around Spur 503 with some utilities. So we've been working with Public Works in addition to TxDOT's contractor to kind of shore up some of those things. So that's ongoing as of now. And a secondary part to that is we had some budget deficiencies. So this is a fully funded project, but there were some budget deficiencies just in the course of applications and software and things of that nature. So we have been afforded the opportunity to shore that up, which is great. But in the process, there were conversations about two parking lots, two 15-space parking lots. And it came back to the radar. And unfortunately, while they were designed in the plan set, they were removed because they are not considered pedestrian. It'd be more vehicular, and so it doesn't meet the grant funding. So these two pictures here, and it's kind of hard to tell, but the center line there is one on the left, one on the right. One of those parking lots was going to be at Teresa and Flowers right by 503. That one has since been removed. And then the other one was at the bridge on Loy Lake. So both of those parking lots, unfortunately, were removed from the project. We are working with development services to try and find some ways that we can potentially add some parking lots back into the Katy Trail design plan. It just will not be part of the Phase 2 TxDOT plan. Is that all? I guess that's all of those. Questions?
Jimmy, you were around in the 1920s and really that bridge.
I was just gonna say adopting a bridge is probably gonna save quite a bit of money than building one, so.
Yeah, it will need some repair and things like that, but they plan to do all of that, of course, before it's finalized. It will add a lot of historical significance to the trail, which is pretty cool.
Okay, moving on to item E, receive a report and hold a discussion regarding completed and ongoing construction for the emergency Waterloo pool repair project.
Will you stop hitting it? I got it. Okay, Waterloo pool, emergency repairs. So these pictures that you'll see here are of the north wall. The one on the far left was the original. The one in the middle is with it taken down. The one on the right is it back up. I know it's a little hard to see there, but it did have a brick bottom, and it no longer does. All of that was completely removed in part of the process. So the process for our emergency repairs had infrastructure issues that we shored up, and then as a part of that was a mechanical air exchange system. All of the infrastructure issues, both all four walls received upgrades, repairs. The north wall, of course, was completely removed and redone. Outside of the polycarbonate that's up top, that was just kind of replaced. The north or the east and west sides have a plating system that were attached to the columns, so they got quite a bit of work as well. The south wall is still pending infrastructure repairs, but it is a lot less than what has been done on the other three walls. So we still lack about 4 columns to finish there, and then infrastructure will be 100% complete. As far as the air mechanical exchange system, that is ongoing now. And so we have a whole bunch of nice control panels that will have automatic and manual switches that will allow you to turn the system on and off. On both the north and the south wall, there will be a fan and louver system, which is what the control panels kick on. And then the picture in the middle there is just that plating of the infrastructure on the east and the south wall so that you can kind of see what was done there. All of this is installed. We are right now undergoing some programming for the electrical portions that control the fan and things like that. But for the most part, most of all of the system, both infrastructure and air exchange, is very close, if not complete already. With that being said, this was not originally part of the emergency repair project, but I wanted to go ahead and put this in there. During the course of the project, we were able to have the roof looked at through our insurance, and an adjuster has already come out and looked at that, and so we are in process of working with them to have repairs done for the roof as well. That's pending. Those conversations are still very early on, so we don't know what that looks like just yet, but that should be upcoming soon. And that's it.
How are the numbers been since we've reopened?
They've been very well.
Good.
Yeah. We hit at the perfect time because we're summer, so we were able to expand our schedule a bit, which has definitely helped as well. But as soon as the pool opened, we're seeing some pretty good numbers go through there. So.
Good. Okay. Item F, receive a project update and hold a discussion regarding the restroom installations at Munson Park.
So we don't have any pictures for you today on this one. What we did want to say is that the project is ongoing and it has progress. We have a contract with a company to come in and install a lift station, and that is phase one to this process. In order to put the restroom in, we have to have the infrastructure to support it. So hopefully in the next 2 weeks, we should see actual work on ground starting for the lift station. But all of the materials in the contract have been executed and ordered. And I'm here for any questions.
Anybody questions? Okay, item G, receive a report and hold a discussion regarding the completion of the Waterloo Bridge project.
So Waterloo Bridge is 100% complete. On the left, you'll see a picture of what it looked like before, and on the right, you'll see what it looks like now. It took a little bit longer than we had anticipated just because a lot of rain delays, but we are happy with the progress and the product itself. It looks very nice. We do have some erosion stuff that we have to address that's underneath the bridge, but it wasn't in relation to this project, so it'll come at a later date. But we just wanted to show you some pictures.
Looks good.
Looks really good, yeah.
And I'm here for any questions.
Who was the contractor on that?
It was SF Landscaping.
Yeah, looks good.
Anything else? All right,
Make a
Thank
motion
you.
to adjourn.
A second.
meeting adjourned. You guys did excellent today.
Yeah, you didn't have to do that. Adopt a bridge.
Pool has been busy.
How's it? Every time I drive by there, the parking lot's been full. I mean, it's